Hey everyone, welcome back to ACT Math Quick Hits, where you can make this one small change and watch a video a day. It doesn't cost you any money, only costs you a little bit of time, and you're going to help improve your ACT score by improving your ACT math score. So there's the rundown of the math section of the ACT, and let's get back into it. Alright, so we have a scale model here. One coordinate unit represents one model in the standard XY coordinate plane. Right, so just our standard graphing plane. It tells us all these different locations, so I'm not going to read everything word for word. We've got Angelo's house at 4, -3, Ella at 4 and 7, Troy at -2 and 7, and Yoko at -2 and -3. It says, which is the closest in area in square miles of the rectangle whose vertices are the real locations of the 4 houses. So real locations just means there's no imaginary numbers, no complex numbers, everything we can draw on the complex plane. Just because it's negative doesn't make it not real, right? This negative is in terms of like a direction here. And then we just need the area. So we need length times width because we have a rectangle. So Desmos can kind of help here, right? We could put these ordered pairs on the Desmos coordinate plane, but that's not going to really do much for us besides giving us the visual. And I feel like it would just waste time. You know, time sometimes is of the essence here. So doing that, I'm just going to like roughly sketch where these houses are, and then I will be able to find the length and the width from my rough sketch. All right, so let's do this first one, 4, -3. So again, I'm not going to take time in putting it exactly on here, but I would go 4 units to the right and 3 units down, right? So I'll call that roughly where Angelo's house is. I guess I'll do them all in different colors here just to kind of keep them straight. Here's Ella's house is at 4, right? So that same amount over, and then up 7 units there. And then let's go to Troy's house. Troy can be red, so he's at -2. So go to the left and then up 7, right? So it should be even with the green one. And then Yoko's house. Yoko can be this yellowish color, over -2 to the left, and then down -3. So it should be even with the blue, right? And then so there would be our, all 4 houses in the coordinate plane, the XY coordinate plane, as they told us. And so now what we have to do is we just have to calculate some distances between them. So I could go, blue to green or yellow to red. I'm going to go with the blue to green just because it's in the positive direction. So that helps a little bit. If I'm at 4, -3, and I guess this takes some time here that I'm labeling, and 4, 7, right? If I want to know this length right here, well, I start at -3 and then I get up to 7. Right, so I could just kind of count up, right? If I went up 3 units, I would be on the x-axis, and if I went up 7 units, I would be at that green dot. So that's a unit of 10. And again, all I'm focusing on is the y piece, how far up or down would I have gone to get from those 2 pieces. The next one, so again, same deal. I can go blue to yellow or green to red. I'm going to go green to red, again, just because the values they're not all positive, but at least I'm in the positive direction, and that, to me, that makes things a little bit easier. So if I'm going from the green to red, right, I'm at 4, 7, and this is -2, 7. Well, now we have to focus on the x piece, right? I'm starting at 4, and I'm going to -3. So I could count 4 units that way, and then 3 units that way, right? Because I'm, again, just the distance, even though it's in a negative direction. So 4 and 3 would give me 7. So I have 7 and 10, right? And so if I just want to do this calculation, it's just 7 times 10, right? Because area is length times width. So 7 times 10 gives us 70. Let's see. And I don't see an answer choice. But what does it say? Which of these is closest in area? All right, so that's kind of annoying. Like when you get an answer that's not actually there. Let me just double check I did everything right. So 3 and 7, right, is 10, and 4 and 3 is 7. Yeah, okay. So just double checking my math, right? Looks like we got an area that was 70, but that's not one of our answer choices, right? We have 32, 36, 60, and 100. So closest to that would be 60, right? Because that's only 10 units away. 100 would be 30 units away. So that's an interesting one. I haven't seen one like that in quite some time where we don't actually get the number there, but there it is. So thanks for watching, everyone. I know that ACT prep is not the most exciting thing that's out there, but your future self is going to thank you if you like and subscribe, so you can keep learning about the ACT, learn a Desmos hack when we can, and then learn some math to help us along the way. Thanks again.